The guns are silent in Trincomalee, the fifth largest natural harbour in the world with a history of involvement in war. The struggle between European maritime powers since the 16th century saw this strategically located port occupied by the Portuguese, the Dutch, the French, and then the English. Japan was the last foreign power to attempt to breach her defences. After the fall of Singapore during the World War II, it was the principal port of defense of the Allied forces in Southeast Asia, and the US Air Force attacked Japanese positions in Burma, Malaysia, and Indonesia from Trincomalee. Now, after nearly a quarter century of domestic separatist conflict, the writ of the President of the Republic of Sri Lanka runs in Trincomalee and the eastern province of the country. Military operations concluded by government troops and a ruling by the Supreme Court of Sri Lanka declaring the amalgamation of the eastern and northern province of the country as unconstitutional has created a new climate for the East to develop its independent identity and economy. With the mobilization of labor from the three districts within the eastern province, reconstruction and rehabilitation work has commenced with the assistance of the government, non-governmental and private sectors, and international development partners. The government of Sri Lanka has four prime target areas in developing the eastern province districts of Trincomalee, Batticaloa and Ampara. They are health, education, infrastructure and the socio-economic development of the people, with emphasis on the two main occupations of farming and fishing. Developing the health sector had to begin by conducting mobile health clinics in the first instance to restore normality in basic health care. Schools have been reopened in resettled areas and will see an intake of 1,000 graduate teachers. The Eastern University, with faculties of science, agriculture, arts, commerce and healthcare located in districts of Trincomalee and Batticaloa, will be developed as the primary source of intellectual and technological output, along with a second southeastern university located in the district of Ampara. The reconstruction of bridges, roads and other vital infrastructure has revitalized development, along with the effort to increase electricity supply by 20% by 2010 and the total electrification of the eastern province by 2016. The Sri Lanka Board of Investment Agricultural Zone Development Plan for Trincomalee will form the basis of a master plan to develop agriculture for the entire eastern province. Distribution of high-quality seed to farmers, organic farming, livestock development, and the expansion of existing sugarcane plantations are among the priorities. "20,000 acres have already been allocated to 2 private companies to grow maize. Other lands have been allocated to grow palm oil, with a free trade agreement with India enabling it to be developed as an export industry. The cultivation of peanuts is another area of commercial agricultural endeavor being actively promoted. There are 32 rivers and lakes, including the Mahabharata, the longest river in Sri Lanka, which nourishes the cultivation of domestic agricultural produce of the East, for which market accessibility to Colombo and other parts of the country are to be developed. Relaxation of restrictions for deep water fishing is aimed at increasing the productivity of the fishing industry, which has an output of 75,000 metric tons a year, with nearly 32,000 fishermen living in and around 300 villages along the eastern coast. The master plan for the development of the eastern province include the commercial development of the Trincomalee port and the setting up of port-related services. Until now, commercial activities around the port was limited to flour milling, cement manufacture and the export of tea and other produce. The beaches of the eastern province, such as Nilaveli, Pasikuda and Arugambe, ranked among the best 10 in the world, are used for surfing, scuba diving and whale watching. Planned tourism development zones in these areas are included in the master plan to develop the East. The natural resources of the eastern province include copper and mineral deposits and offshore oil, for which international tenders for drilling will be called. The geostrategic location of Trincomalee and the eastern province, the increasing interdependence of economies in the context of globalization and international trade offer a new impetus for the growth of the eastern province. The unprecedented advancing of China, Japan and Korea and the flow of foreign direct investment into those countries is significant to Trincomalee and the eastern coastline, located on the main sea route to these countries, where over 200 ships pass each day. This land is waiting to be opened up. Sri Lanka, which already enjoys historical and friendly relations with China, Japan, Korea and India for centuries, is placed in a position to open up new investment possibilities from these countries. The southeast of Sri Lanka, from Trincomalee to the newly emerging port of Hambantota in particular, being developed with Chinese assistance, is geographically the best located for development by integrating with the rising economies of the region through mutually beneficial multilateral cooperative models.